I just want to know who some of your influences were.
I have to say, big time, all the character actors. I really have to say that. I mean, the most recent is Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
I'd say people like Geraldine Page and Whoopi Goldberg and Maureen Stapleton and Lee Grant and J.T. Simmons. There's so many. Morgan Freeman, Danny Glover. All these great character actors that's where I want to be. Steve Buscemi, Alan Arkin, just people like that really, really influenced me. Being able to do different things. Like in the last year, if you guys go to my website, you can see The Closer. I play this sort of New Yorkish kind of manager of a storage facility that finds a dead body. And then if you see me do the British guy in the Pendulum, then you see me play the funny gay host.
Right.
In the 80s on Everybody Hates Chris, sort of closeted guy. And then you see me on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I'm this sort of boring guy, just sort of conservative.
You know what?
Is that water for me?
I recognized you, and I guess it must have been Always Sunny in Philadelphia that I recognized.
Be careful.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that part wasn't very big. I'm so glad you did. Are you an actor?
No.
Oh, what do you do?
I listen to the radio.
Well, professionally?
No, I'm an amateur, but I do enjoy the radio.
Well, thanks for listening.
Well, that's
Blake.
so great. You're my first call on Adrenaline Radio, which sounds like something you shoot up, but I guess you're not allowed to say that on this radio show. But I didn't say that.
The future is
Okay,
now.
thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks for the call, Blake.
Whatever your name is, I'm so self-involved. I can't
I've
remember.
got to know. I know it looks like it happened fairly early in your career, but I've got to know what it was like working on Kindergarten Cop.
It was with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I got to tell you, I just did not think I was going to get this part.
Really?
I just walked in. It's the hairdresser to the villainess, and I did it, and he put me on tape, and he barely spoke to me, and I thought, oh, it's like what I call the revolving door. Hi, how are you? These are my lines. Okay, great. My name's here's my picture resume. Bye. What happened? But I did sit in the office with Kelly LeBrock.
Oh.
I believe. I think it was from The Lady in Red.
Yeah. And Weird Science.
And Weird Science. And I'd run into Kelly again. And I'm telling you, I can't remember what happened first, whether I auditioned with her. I was hitchhiking on Beverly Boulevard because my car broke down or something happened, and Kelly picked me up. And I can't remember which happened first, but she was just breathtakingly beautiful. I mean, like, oh my God, it's like this kind of thing. You just can't stop looking at her because she's so beautiful. And I went for Kindergarten Cop, and the interesting story, Carol Baker played the mother of the villainess, and Arnold, of course, was the star. And I'd never been on a big movie like that in my whole life, and there were 20 cameras, and we did it in a mall in this hair salon, and the whole thing, I'm fixing the villainess's hair, and we're having an argument, which we improvised at the beginning again, about, I said, well, what did I say? I said, I do my best. I'm trying to, and she's like yelling at me and telling me I didn't do her hair right. And what's just funny is Carol Baker, if you guys don't know who she is, she's an older actress who was a star, an Academy Award nominated for Baby Doll, in the early 60s. She was in, Giant and Cat and, Carpetbaggers and Harlow. And, she was making a bit of a resurgence in her career in the 90s, and she's got to be in her 70s now. And you could tell she didn't want me to do her hair. She didn't want me to touch her. And I thought, what am I going to do? I'm the hairdresser.
Right.
I'm supposed to do her hair, and that's what the director's telling me to. And, geez Louise. So she said, oh, God, I lost my reading glasses. So I went all over the mall, and I found a place where she could get them. And I brought them in, and we were like fast friends, and she told me every bit of dish and who she slept with and who she didn't. And she'd invite me to her trailer, and we hung out, and we kept in touch for years, and she was really great. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, didn't say much. He had his red hair and his facelift or whatever the hell was going on with him. And he kept saying, I'll be back. And I said, who cares? You're a Republican. Who knew he was going to, become so big? And
he was walking around that set saying, I'll be back too?
No, I'm kidding. But he did go shopping in the mall with his bodyguard, stand-in who looks just like him. And like 50 people would watch him walk around the bar. I never saw anything like it in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he was really big in the 90s. There was nobody bigger than him, and I was so lucky to be in this movie.
Yeah.
And I was so happy, and I still make money on it.
Really?
Oh, I've made like $10,000 over the years.
That's great.
Yeah, I did work 2 days, and I remember, God, I was like in heaven.
Yeah.
I was like, it was heaven. It was just Maybe I worked more. I don't remember. It was so long ago, 2 or 3 days.
It's got to be weird to be walking through the mall and you're like, boy, that guy looks a lot like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh, no, they
walks
knew he
up,
was
too.
there, and they were, like, following him. It
But
was
I mean,
like,
first if they see the double, and then they see Arnold.
you can tell it wasn't it, but they looked the same.
okay.
You know, and then he, you know, and Arnold was very nice. You know, barely could speak English, and
like now.
and, you know, he comes in and he you know, it's funny because they cut the scene but it was so most of my improvised lines were the only thing that stayed in.
Really?
My other lines didn't at all. They shoot you and.
Right.
You know, and it was and there was like so many cameras and so many angles and so many setups,
Wow.
and I didn't, you know, I'd never been in a movie, and someone this was a really big action scene, and it was like, you know, oh god, I had to go in because I said, oh geez, in one time, and I think I said, oh no, I said, oh Jesus. It was an improvised line, and they had me come in. They paid me again to go, oh geez.
Wow. Just
Because
in ADR you did?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I got paid again for saying the wrong thing. So always say something dirty when you're doing that, and you'll get called back, you know, to do it again, and because they wanted to make it a PG family movie.
Gotcha.
Just like this radio station.
Right. That's good
It
advice.
says it right there.
It does say family-friendly programming.
Yeah, so
That's
you're
fine.
improvising. Say something that you know that you can't say, so they'll
Right.
ask you to come in and
Gotcha.
redo it while you're improvising, and then you get paid again.